It's pretty shady because they actually spray painted this. Today's weather is pretty nice with the bright sunlight, and I'm here to show you another property that I'll be working on in the next few months. This property here, we actually got in a package with another property that we actually did videos on for a whole playlist of shorts, start to finish. So this one is the other one that was in the same package, and we bought these houses together at a great price. Now this one is going to be the second one that we need to get done. In order for us to get to this house, we actually took years. This house has been sitting here because we were so busy in other work. It's just been sitting here just like this. Now let me show you around the house before we even start. This is what the front of the house looks like, and this house is actually pretty interesting because this here in the front is actually a one family house here, and then we also have attached another apartment here. Now this side door here is the front side house, and then right from here on, and it starts, and this door right here gives us access to the second apartment that's right here, and this one is very tiny and very small. This here is the back apartment, and this is the bedroom of it. The bedroom is pretty good size, and everything looks in good condition except for the floor. For some reason the floor comes down slope for some reason. We'll get to see what happened after we remove the carpet, but it looks like somebody was here when I was in here because there's no lock. I gotta put a lock in. That's what I was in here. But this whole floor gotta go, because if I'm, see that? It just jumps like that. We'll put a kitchen counter there. This is a pretty good sized closet. And this is a bathroom. It's probably good for a couple or maybe a single person. But that's the toilet, that's where it goes. This is what the bathroom looks like. Everywhere that was leaking, there's like a hole through it. So there's a lot of replacement going on in this apartment. So we also have a garage here, which is also interesting because this thing is actually 2 stories high. And then we also have this little shed here, which we will most likely have to remove because of missing roof, and it's in a very rough shape. There was a mattress here that was soaking, so I think that did a lot of damage on its own. This is the other one, the garage here, or I should say shed. I don't even know if you can call this a garage because you can't really fit in a car here. But this one actually has a second floor that you can access with the stairs, or I should say ladder here. This one is actually in a pretty good shape. It's solid, so we will actually have to do some roof repairs. I don't know if you can see, the lights through, and then get this one up and running. Let's actually go to the front apartment and see what that is all about. Now, there's also a lot of exterior work that needs to be done. Some of the roof is damaged because there's a lot of big trees around, and also some of these cement work here that needs to be done. These are the steps to go into the first apartment, and there's a lot of cinder block damage here that needs to be addressed. So these exterior work is going to be waiting for summertime because it's very cold right now, and cement wouldn't really heal up properly with that. Before we even start walking in, I wanted to show you guys these floors. These floors are from the kitchen, and we'll see that in a minute. Right here, when we walk in, this doorway here gives us access to some pipes over here for, I'm guessing, gas maybe. There's a little closet here to hang up coats and stuff. People can probably put their shoes here. I love this little space, very functional. There's also a light right over here, which I actually have to fix because the switch isn't operational to the light. So some electrical work there. Off we go to the living room here. Now my dad actually did some shopping, and he brought down a lot of stuff that we're gonna be doing with the bathroom here. And there's a lot of stuff that we got, vanity and some stuff for the kitchen and everything. As you can see, we have the cheap floor here, and these interlocking floors are basically coming apart, as you can see. So we will have to replace most of that. They actually took a lot of it out. Well, the entire kitchen is actually done here. And as you can see, we have a lot of pressure treated lumber here in the kitchen, which we're going to be using to do some support work underneath the house to make sure we don't have any support issues or foundation issues. So let me just show you guys what this apartment actually has to offer. Now this, we were in the living room, and then that would be the kitchen that we would walk in. But before we even go there, there are two bedrooms here. One is going to be on the left, which would fit a queen size bed nicely, and there's also a little closet space right here. And then off we go to the other room. In this room, we're gonna see same amount of space, kind of. It's actually a little bit smaller, I believe, this one, but we also have a closet right there. Now this could be one bedroom, but I don't think that would be very functional or cost effective, or I should say it wouldn't rent for much. But this definitely gives us two bedrooms here. If there's elderly that doesn't want to go upstairs, they can definitely stay here, which is really great. And then off we go to the bathroom that's on the other side. There's a lot of moldy walls here which will be removed, and we're actually in the process of doing that. But right now we were just cutting down all the plumbing stuff to fit in new plumbings, so we're getting ready for that kind of stuff. So that's why those things are cut in. This here was the kitchen. There was a huge vanity right here. I basically had to tear that down because it was leaking water down there, and everything was leaking here with there was no shut-off valve here. It was very cold when I did this because the house was just kept on getting damaged, and I don't know how many years this house actually sat here just like this. It's actually pretty painful to see the amount of damage this has caused, as you can see by the mold that's here. It's very unsafe to keep these things. So all of these walls has to be removed, and we will have to redo a lot of these things wherever there was mold, and obviously the surrounding areas, just to be safe. Off we go to the bathroom here. Now this bathroom here is going to be a little funky right now because everything is removed out of this place. Now that's where the toilet was, on the other side of this wall or barrier, I should say. And there was a bathtub here, so you couldn't really see the toilet, like it was in that thing. And then there was a sink here, which was pretty weird and ugly, to be honest. This time me and my dad, we actually decided on putting a stand shower, which I was thinking would be a much better thing to do, because I could just put that on this side and like keep that open for the toilet, maybe put like a shelf in the middle or something, make the space look a lot better and more functional, at least, and more open. There were numerous amount of leaks that were in here under this house, so especially in this area, because the bathroom was here, and there was a lot of damage. Obviously, as you can see, the wood and everything is rotted out on that side, so we're gonna have to do a lot of support work around here. Because of that, we actually have to tear everything down and basically replace all the plumbings, so we don't actually come across any problem in the future. And then from here, we actually have two ways to go. Now I'm gonna back up into the kitchen to give you guys a better perspective of where we are. This here is the kitchen that we were in. That's where the sink was. Now there's a stairway to go upstairs on the right, but I'm actually gonna finish up on the left side to finish up this first floor. So let's go and see what this has to offer. Now this here is the heating system that was here before, and I'm actually surprised that there were junkies in here and they did not steal that. So I'm very surprised that they didn't. So that's pretty cool. But it's in pieces, and even the motor inside that thing is disconnected. So this was definitely tempered with, but that's the thing that I have to do very, very fast because I want heat here in order to work. On the left side here is a room, and then on the right side is our entrance. Let's go to the left side. Now this left side here is a very fun room. This is where our hot water tank sits, and also our laundry stuff is also here. This one is the washer, and the dryer would be here on the left side. And we have a few cabinets and closet and everything for detergent and clothing and all that stuff. So those are all functional. Obviously this has to be cleaned out thoroughly, but this is a very fun and functional room that's here on the side of this house, and it's in a great spot too. So it's out of the way and no one really has to notice this if they don't want to. And then obviously the heating system is also here. This pretty much can be blocked off by this door at the kitchen, so we do have a door here in order to deal with this, so that's a good sign. All of these things can be blocked off by a door. And now here on the right side we have the side entrance. Now there's no light in here, unfortunately, but this is a metal door, and I actually have a lock there that I actually had to buy because there was a homeless couple that was actually squatting on the smaller apartment. So I actually had to quickly get this thing locked up from the inside. But I just want to show you guys, this is the type of door we have. And this is something that I saw in schools and stuff, and these are some heavy duty metal door. So that gives you guys an idea of what kind of neighborhood this thing was in. So the neighborhood isn't that bad anymore, except for the one house that's right across from us and to the right. There's a lot of issues with the police and everything on that house, but except for that, this area is pretty calm now, but it used to be very, very bad. Now this here is the stairway to go upstairs, and as you can see, this thing is extremely dirty. Whoever lived here were very, very dirty, I would say. I don't know how long this house was empty like this, but it's it has seen better days for sure. We do have some drywall damage, which is nothing really. And this the house roof kind of cuts into this space. This would have been a very good space. There were a couple of couches here when I first came in, which we actually removed. And whoa, we have more damages here, which is something I did not see last time I was here. Now this here is one of the bedrooms, and as you can see, there are some stuff on the floor. Those are the ceiling tiles that fell from top, which happened between this time and last time I was here, because this wasn't here last time. So this tells me there are roof damage that I need to address ASAP. The funny thing is, the electrical panel of this house is actually here. Now this is the second floor, and this is one of the bedrooms, and this is where the panel box is. It's pretty shady because they actually spray painted this black. So I actually did some research on this, and the tabs were basically red, and I guess this company made switches that were unsafe, and some houses got on fire, and then they weren't permitted to make them anymore. So I'm actually gonna change this up. I actually already bought a panel box because I actually wanna update the electrical system of this house. They did some of them new, as you can see right there. It's going along the ceiling here. But just to show you guys an example, this is one of the older one. This is a 3-prong, and I can bet that there is no ground wire. Look at that ground on the right hand side over there. There's no ground plugged into it. So these are very unsafe and not up to code. The violation isn't the big thing. The bigger thing is safety, and you don't want your house to be on fire. So that's another thing to avoid. I would go through all costs to not have a house be on fire just because somebody decided to do some electrical work that is not up to code. That would be very, very sad. Now this here is the second bedroom. As we can see, the door is broken, and there is this pillar here which kind of cuts into this room. Very odd, right? And then we also have this gas valve. Is that gas or water? I'm not sure. Oh, this might be is this for heater? No, this is not for heater. I don't know what this is, but this could be gas or water. I believe this is water. Okay, I'm not sure what this is, but you know, this thing is sticking out here with the valve here. That's pretty weird. This definitely wastes a lot of space and gives this room a weird kind of and doesn't really let this room kind of be a room so open. Now, as you can see, this is the wire that was run from that panel box, which was new, and this is what one of these boxes look like. Now, as you can see, this is sticking out. It's here, and I would say this is better than what we have you know, originally. At least this is 3-prong with new wires and, you know, proper ground and everything. But, you know, again, this is sticking out of the wall, you know, kind of looks ugly. So this is something also that I'll be working on. And then we have some closet space here on the bottom, and we also have some spot on the top. There's also an outlet over there, so now that could be a pretty good spot to be, you know, chilling in if you're a kid. And then the ceiling light here, I don't even know what happened. Maybe there was another type of light here which they removed and put that on. I never painted it, but you know, there's a lot of stuff that is going on with this house, obviously, that needs to be addressed. But first things first, we're gonna actually start on the bathroom and kitchen, and then, you know, try not to spend too much money on these other spaces and have these rented out as soon as possible. Now, this is where the fun part is. This is actually on top of the second apartment, but you can access this from the first apartment. Now, there's a lot of nails here that are rusted out, some cool stuff, and then there's a switch here that you can turn that light on with, but the light isn't functional anymore. And then we have these heating ducts going up to the second apartment, and then we have a whole open attic just like this all the way to the end. And there's a lot of books and stuff here. At a point they actually had ceiling materials here. I'm sorry if the light is so bad here, but don't really have an option of lighting here. But the ceiling, they did try putting ceiling and stuff here. I don't know why, but they did. These wires are completely very old and everything. This is something that I will have to, you know, lock up so people don't wander in here after renting the spot. This here is a window where the stairway is. I think that's a PEX. Yep, it's a piece of PEX with the, you know, cover on. It just lets the light through, which is pretty nice. It keeps this stairway well lit. And we also have trees here that I mentioned before, and they're basically creating a lot of damage for the roof, not only for that garage over here, but also for the house. So we might have to either trim it down or get rid of them, but you know, that's something that we're gonna have to figure out when summer comes in. For now, we're actually getting, you know, these things addressed, the things that needs the most attention, and getting started with the plumbing and heating and stuff like that, so we can actually start working. The weather was nice a little while ago, but it's getting windy and colder, I should say. Thank you so much for staying with us today. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.